Hue akimbayo, huale, tane maoe, softer still, tongo, chindi bayo, hue akimbayo, huale, tane maoe. I grew up going to church. My great-grandfather was a Congregationalist minister in Nebraska. My brother, sister, and I, we started off going to the United Methodist Church of San Diego, First Church. And I actually went and represented the church, or the primary kids, when they built their new building. If you go down to San Diego and go drive through Mission Valley, you'll see a big church up on the hill. Looks like an upside-down U. I got to go and turn one of the first shovelfuls of dirt when they first started construction of the church. We moved when I was about 8 years old, and my family attended Trinity Presbyterian Church on the top of the hill in Spring Valley. Trinity looked like an upside-down V. In high school, when I was in church, our usually Presbyterians are rather liberal. It's a liberal church. But our particular church took a bend when I was in high school and became very conservative, almost evangelical. I had a really difficult time there because even though I tried, I was a really good member of the church. I tried really hard, but I couldn't go and find whatever it was that everybody else found, that no matter how hard I tried, just wasn't there. And it was difficult for me. The summer I graduated from high school, oh, by the way, I was in the choir when I was in high school, all through high school, and had a wonderful time there. The summer I graduated high school, I joined a Christian folk singing group called the St. James Singers. We went on a tour through Fiji, New Zealand, and Australia. And when I was in college, after I graduated from college, I traveled back up to Pasadena. I moved to Pasadena, and I joined St. James Methodist Church. St. James was a very liberal church, and I felt very comfortable there. All this to say, oh, and I was in the choir there too. All this to say is I like church community. I have many church skills. I only lack belief. Which is why I was real excited to find camping, summer camping. And I worked many, many summer camps all throughout my 20s. I was really lucky that I was able to find a job with the Canada Unified School District's Resident Outdoor School Program, and I got to go and attend there. They don't have a choir, but I was able to lead songs and have a great time there. The things that I learned at church carried over quite well into camps. Later on in my career, I left the outdoor school program because being gone 24 hours a day for 5 days a week was really tough on my family. And it wasn't too bad going into a classroom. I could sing with my kids. I had a wonderful time. We tried many churches and things, but eventually it always got down to that question of what do you believe? And I had a hard time with that. About 10 years ago, I realized, oh my gosh, I'm going to retire when I get into my 60s. And what am I going to do? And so I started looking around. And as you can see, I ended up here at Chalice. I signed the book 9 years ago. Mostly because of you all. I am here because of those of you who are in the choir community here. The quality of the music that we sing, the directors that we have had here at Chalice, they are wonderful. It fills a place in my heart. I am here because of the RE community. There are wonderful people that I work with, who are, a couple of them are up there upstairs. And of course, the kids and the parents. You kids and you parents are very unique in my experience. I'm here because of the worship committee and the people that talk with me about what's going to happen and give me a chance to do this, where I can stand up in front and work on this skill of trying to talk to a lot of people. Even though I've got it down with kids, I can go and talk to a group of 200 without any problem at all. And I am here because of this congregation. Chalice seems to attract good people. You are the reason that I show up to Chalice, and so I continue this grand adventure. And while I don't imagine that I have shared any great insights into this to you this week. All I really wanted to do was thank you all for being here and for making this someplace I want to be. And if you remember back to my candle story, I want to be here because the light that you share with me makes my life brighter. Now,
You know, one of the things about being here is that there's this spontaneous ability to be moved. Thank you. Love is a unique proposition, is it not? And yet that is what this congregation is based on. It is what our faith is based on. And that is the light that draws this moth towards it. I have never been a joiner. I have been the antithesis of a joiner. I have been a horrible employee. But I have been a fabulous supervisor and boss. When I was in school, and I know many of you are going to find this hard to believe, even at the young, ripe age of elementary school, I was precocious. Who'd have thunk it, right? And yet I wasn't accepted by many. How many times does that happen to you? Is it not unique to sit amongst a cadre of individuals who share with you a passion for celebrating uniqueness with joy, with love, with no rush to judgment? Hell, no judgment at all. To live in a covenant where if and when we have miscommunications or something that might be considered an issue on the outside world, is an invitation to open ourselves up to be vulnerable, to ask for forgiveness, to ask for understanding, to seek love. It is a joyful place to be. It is truly unique amongst all the other places I have come from. I was baptized Catholic. Think about that. Oh my God, think about that. I remember as a child sitting in church, and to this day I don't understand why they would ring the bells. But when I was about, 6 or 7, for me it was an invitation to make faces. So every time the bell rang, I put on a unique face. Till one day my father caught on to me, and the next thing I knew, I was trying to pick myself up out of the pew. And since then, I've knelt down to no one. It doesn't make it the right proposition to go through life with. But it was mine. Reactive, angry at times, contemptuous of the vast majority of people that I had to walk the earth with. You know, the thing about my face is that I cannot hold back what I'm thinking. It is a unique tell. When somebody says, that probably sounded stupid, I'm like, you have no idea in my face, right? But I don't do that here. I have the honor. We have the honor of creating our community, of creating a family. Not necessarily a family of blood, but a family of choice. A family that stumbles and picks itself up, dusts itself off, recalibrates, and starts again. It is a choice we make on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, decadally basis. I've never thought of myself as somebody, by the way, I've never been married. Let's really take a look at that one. For all of you people that are psychologists, you're rolling your eyes, I'm sure. But I've never thought of being in a community that I would like to embrace until my dying day. And there's a level of comfort in that acceptance. There's incredible love. So I think one of the things that I'm most accepting of is that we are all the liquid in the bottle. And we are labeled with love. And inside this container, we will always have each other. Our life together is fluid. Our ability to be with each other is ongoing. And I thank everyone for that. So, if this decides it wants to play,